Guys, it's Jen. This is another Jen is Zen episode of Reframing Me. So I never do this, but you guys are getting a double Jen is Zen today. What? That's so exciting. Why are we getting two Jen is Zens today, you might ask? Well, I will tell you. So I recorded the first one, which you're actually going to see as the second one. But the one I recorded, I intended for today, talking about growth. And then when I was just about to publish it, I saw that it's episode 150. 150. That's so cool, right? I couldn't let a milestone like that go by without a special episode. I cannot believe that I have actually made 150 episodes. That is wild. But episode 1, episode 50, and episode 100 have all had about the same prompt. It's kind of a benchmark, I guess. So I could not drop the ball at 150. No way. I could have just hung on to the other one and shared it next week or so, but I cannot buy a Christmas present in November and not give it to someone, and I cannot sit on this episode. I'm sure that tells something about me. But anyway, today, I'd like you to meditate on or journal about this. What would I be? Who would I be if I was truly free? That is such a great prompt, and we have seen it those other times. And so if you have been with me for a while, you probably have heard it before, and you probably have reflections on it that you can totally go back and look at who you are now compared to who you were then. And like I said, it was my very first prompt. And actually, it was also my very first journal entry when I started this whole self-development, self-discovery process. Oh my goodness, it must be like 4 years ago now. Sure, because I started the podcast 2 years ago, so it has to be like 4 or so. That is also wild. But when I first started this process and moved from my typical Dear Diary, it's Jen. Today was a really hard day. That kind of journal entry, when I moved to something a little bit deeper, that's where I started. Now, to be completely honest, I don't feel much at all like the person I was then. I feel like I look at her kind of like I would look at teenage me or child me and be all nurturing and comforting, like, it's all okay. You turn out great. Don't stress about it. Is that the gift of hindsight, though? It's so easy for us all to look back and think, why did I let myself get so worked up about that? Or why was I so stressed? It all went just fine. But I can't help but wonder, did it all turn out just fine because I was stressed about it? Because I made the necessary adjustments due to my anxieties? Because I grew where I needed to grow from the pressure? Or like it would have happened anyway? I look back on where we were 10 years ago, and I think, wow, we were struggling. We were living in a house we didn't want to be in. Financially, we were significantly less secure. Life was all around challenging. And I look at where we are now, and I'm like, wow, we have come a long way. What a waste of energy it was to be upset or to worry or to argue. But really, had we not done all of those things, we probably wouldn't have gotten to where we are today. In that first Jen is Zen, I told you that for me, in order to be free and in order to be my favorite version of me, I needed a freedom from the concepts of perfection and people pleasing, from the desire to constantly be doing the right thing or being who others wanted me to be. I wanted to feel authentic and to give myself permission to be imperfect. I wanted to grant myself grace, and I wanted to release the need I had to be flawless and to make everyone else happy. I will always be a perfectionist. I will always be a people pleaser. But I have made peace with the fact that I am not flawless and I will make mistakes and I cannot make everyone around me happy. And all of that is absolutely okay. I do grant myself grace for all of that because I still try my best. But I've realized that I can only control myself. I can only control my response. In the last 150 episodes, I have realized that part of my freedom comes from the realization that my true character, our true character, it doesn't lie in not getting mad or upset or not feeling angry or jealous or disappointed. The strength of my character does not depend on me not having doubts or not feeling insecure. My true character, it lies in how quickly I can shake those feelings off. I don't get to choose what I encounter in my days, but I get to choose how I respond. Sometimes, for whatever the reason, I just don't respond as my favorite version of me. Or I may realize that in my haste, I've even done something unintentionally that I wish I hadn't. Or maybe, dare I say, I might even choose to prioritize me over others sometimes. 150 episode ago, Jen would not have been okay with any of that. But when I asked, what would I be? Who would I be if I was free? I'm kind of thinking that's what I meant. That's the kind of person who I'd be. I have learned who the authentic me is. I have become comfortable with who the authentic me is. And she's pretty awesome. She is quite a gal, I must say. Now, that is something that I couldn't have said 150 episodes ago. Not to you and not to me. Partially because I didn't think it, but mainly because I never could have said it, like out loud, like for you to hear that I think I'm awesome. Can you even imagine? I am much more confident in myself and in my decisions. I don't second guess myself. I don't need others' approval because I have my approval. I went back and in the 100th episode, I told you that you have zero obligation to stay the person you are or be the person you were. We are allowed to change. We are encouraged to change. We have to evolve, to grow. In the other Jen is Zen today, which I'm going to steal my own thunder because technically that's episode 151, we talk about change and how hard it is. But that's what all of this self-development process is. It's part learning to become the person you want to be, the who would I be if I was truly free. It's the freedom to be that person. But the other part is the learning to love and to appreciate the person you actually are. So part changing who you are and part changing your mindset about who you are. And you can do this at any moment. It is currently 4:04 on a Wednesday, and I was about to hit publish on an episode, and I realized that I need to record a different episode and post a twofer. Change the course. I started this podcast 150 episodes ago, just about 2 years ago. Honestly, I don't know what my intention was then. I just knew that I needed to do it. But now I know that yes, I need it. But I also know that so many of you need it too. We need each other, which is really cool. And it's very comforting to know. In 150 episodes, you all have become such a part of my life and my daily thoughts and routine, which is weird, right? And I like to think that I've become a part of some of yours too. 150 episodes. I was afraid to even tell anyone I was even considering doing this 150 episodes ago. 100 episodes, 50 episodes ago, I still felt the need to explain or to defend it. to explain myself, tell what I was trying to accomplish. Today, I don't, like at all. Today, I know that what I'm doing has value to me and to you. Please know that I am so appreciative of you being here now and in each episode. What would I be? Who would I be if I was truly free? Well, I would be me, but I owe much of that to all of you. So whether you're new today or if you've been here I can't say from the beginning because I may as well say if you're my dad or my friend Shan, because they are literally the only people who have been here because they are the only people who knew about it to listen. So I'll say whether you're new today or come from, I think it was episode 10 when I very meekly and hesitantly told anyone about it, or anywhere in between. Thank you. I truly hope that you've taken something from the show. I hope that I've brought something good into your life because you absolutely have brought something great into mine. I would actually love you to reach out and tell me. I mean, I don't need it like episode 1 Jen would have needed the validation. Now I know you validate yourself, right? But it still does feel like I'm talking into a void sometimes, and I would always love to hear from you. It's Jen at reframing-me.com, and on socials, it's Reframing Me everywhere on Facebook and Facebook group, Reframing Me, a podcast community, the podcast community. Reframing Me, the podcast community. On Instagram, it's Reframing Me, and TikTok. Until next time, be well and communicate.